One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. There. Well, I decided to play Nuclear Throne, but to my surprise, I didn't freaking hit record on my voice, so that's cool. So I guess I'll be doing a voiceover as I'm playing Nuclear Throne. So yeah, I beat the out of those guys. Yeah, let's go. Decided not to take that crate because, you know, if you pass up on 3 crates throughout 3 levels, you have a guaranteed chance of getting a big crate that also has 3 weapons. Why would I do that? Well, each next level has higher difficulty, and the higher difficulty level you are going through, the better weapons you have chance to get. Basically, higher chance to get better weapons. That's how I should have phrased it. Yes, I'm beating the hell out of these guys, doing quite well. Meeting a rare enemy, which is great. The game tends to put them in when you've been facing off less enemies in the previous level, so it's trying to compensate with something more difficult. The portal sucked in the weapon, so sadly I wouldn't get the bonus crate next level. Got the increased damage one, that's like the best ability to get, no matter what playthrough you're going, with what setup you have. Big Bandit comes out. Go ahead. Unnecessarily. And there's that. Easy. Just picking off some few last enemies. I was searching for where the last enemy is, but then I go up and find it, and turns out it was worms all along. Heading to the portal, to the next level. As you can see here, it is very great to have the increased damage because I can one-shot enemies with my melee weapon. For example, those rats. Without the ability, it would take 2 hits. Another enemy. Decided to just pick it up by shooting it, because there was also the crocodile over there. They have a shotgun, and so to be very nasty when you get close to them. Selected lifesteal because having max health while is useful. Once I lose that full health, I can only get it back if I get health somewhere. And a lifesteal kind of gives me that ability. Even though I have less health, I can get it back. These guys are nasty. Wanted to melee kill it, but decided not to. blew up the car because I found it would be dangerous fighting them melee style. Getting back of the bullets of the snipers, quite nice. Decided not to take the ammo crate because I'm doing well on ammunition. At least assault weapon ammo. Wanted to get the weapon crate, but the portal opened, which, you know, I was kind of concerned would suck me in into the next level. Opened the crate, some kind of weapon flew in the portal, still didn't notice what the hell that was, screwdriver or something. And didn't want to switch to any of these two weapons because the flare gun is a stupid weapon and crossbow, while being a good weapon, high power weapon, plus very accurate, I chose pop gun because it's just really good weapon to have. Good for crowd controlling, killing weak enemies, and also not that bad for heavy duty. I selected extra speed because, well, more HP from medkits also would have been nice. I was considering it, but since I have already a lifesteal, I decided that I'd have increased movement speed. Picking up these guys one by one. The extra movement speed made this task much more enjoyable. Like, initially it might seem like the extra movement speed is not that useful, you know, but it does in fact help you. Also, I'm playing quite risky by going up to the enemies with the melee weapon and hitting them. So I kind of was hoping for an increased melee range, but didn't get it as of yet. Why I love melee builds is like this is the best example for it. Why melee builds in this game are so freaking good, because you run at this boss battle super easy. You don't have to worry about it shooting like crazy anymore at all. You can deflect all of its bullets, including its rockets, and just like that I killed it without even shooting it. The first three abilities, I was very enticed about having one of them. It was kind of hard to decide which one to get. Couldn't decide for the longest time. Better accuracy, the last ability, while kind of useful, I don't like it because it doesn't really do much other than, you know, helps you not miss, I guess. And I don't really play with explosive weapons with steroid much, so then I wouldn't really need that extra accuracy. So I just decided to get higher attack speed when being a lower health, because it would give you extra survivability when being in deep shit. Of course, the halo would have also really helped me, and I knew that I probably would regret that later. But yeah, a higher attack speed does really help out in various situations. And the third one would have been extra drops, more ammunition, more health from enemies. Here I got hit because I got cocky with the melee weapon, so I just decided, screw it, it's not worth losing here, so I started shooting, obviously. Especially since I'm full on ammo. Encountered another big crane, started looking through, saw the splinter gun, which is a perfect weapon to switch to. from Popgun, because I mean, it not only is a powerful weapon, it also is really good for taking out weak enemies, and you don't even lose any ammunition that you would be if you were to use a super heavy weapon on weak enemies. Also didn't take that ammo crate because I'm completely full on ammunition. And ammo crates, just like weapon crates, also if you miss out on them, you have a chance to encounter a big crate in further levels. You can see the power of the splinter gun. It's bloody amazing. Also, the increased movement speed really comes in handy. Bouncer shotgun, good weapon, but not that good to switch from the splinter gun. It's good for clearing rooms, especially in the beginning of the game. An automatic shotgun would be something more intriguing though to have. And bouncer shotgun. I don't know why I played it that carefully over there. Could have just rushed in. Didn't like any of these abilities really, except the first one, because it would really save me a lot of times. Well, it has saved me back in the past. Check the level, if I was safe. And it was. It's not the boss level yet, because the boss in this area is quite difficult, especially if you don't have that good of weapons with you. They don't like this situation much because these mechas tend to have cars around them that they can pick up and throw at you and insta-kill you, so just blew up their car. You can't hear it now, but I was making jokes about them losing their ladder. Took the ladder away from them. But yeah. An energy hammer. Really powerful weapon, yet energy weapons are not really efficient. And at that, they are not even that reliable. If you get a chance of making a build that helps you regenerate that ammo and get it back, then those weapons become a lot more useful. But the energy hammer sucks up a lot of it, like a lot of ammo. Wanted to clear the area to prepare myself for the boss. Took the initial shot as it was coming in. Felt a little bit stressed though as I was fighting him. This is not that easy of a boss. It's not super difficult either if you have a good setup. And it was in fact prepared. Didn't even lose health. But yeah, it can get very overwhelming pretty quickly. Especially if you haven't cleared the room that you're in. And you have to concentrate not only on him, but also other enemies. Since I didn't have to do that, I didn't have to worry about it much. I've had a lot more risky situations back in the past where, all these levels are randomly generated, the layouting, completely everything. And I was thrown into a level where, same thing, basically the level was 5-3, this boss battle, but I was thrown into a large room and it had a load of enemies, like that last room that I was fighting the mechas in, and I didn't get the chance to kill them all at once, so I had to deal with them and the boss at the same time. Didn't know what exactly to get, but I decided to get Boiling Wains because it would give me a chance to survive explosions and make me immune to fire, which is pretty nice. Although Plutonium Hunger also would be really nice because attracting drops and rans also does increase the survivability, especially if you have increased drops from enemies when they drop increased amount of ammunition and health. Decided to play it safe. I mean, I say that, but there's no exactly other way to deal with these guys. Like, trying to kill them with a melee weapon is a suicide, unless if you have increased melee range. Only then can you kill those explosive bastards. Killing these guys over and over and letting these necromancers revive them is a good way of technically maxing out all of your levels, but it takes a long time, so I decided not to do that. Decided not to open that crate because again it basically what it does, it gives you ammunition, and that's it. You have to fight freaking deputies, and just didn't want to go through that trouble. Assault Slugger, kind of difficult decision to switch either way. Keep the Splinter Gun and switch between that one. Assault Slugger does have a log rated DPS, and you can kill more difficult enemies, or even a whole room of them, a lot quicker than if you would with a Splinter Gun. So I decided to take it as I was going into the nuclear throne room levels. Though, by having to use it quite a bit, it does run out of ammunition fairly quick. But I'm doing quite well, even though I am almost halfway. I've almost halfway used up all my ammunition. Still doing very well. Decided to conserve some of the ammunition by hitting them with a melee weapon, since they also are the last enemies in our level. Decided to shoot those, I don't know, should I call them officers, deputies, what the hell they are even. Decided to shoot them with a slugger in the very beginning because I didn't know what could be going through. Those were the weaker enemies, so I technically could have just killed them with a melee weapon. But just to be sure, I shot the assault slugger. And out of all of these three weapons, I got an upgrade to the Slugger. Hyper Slugger. Didn't initially know remember exactly how it should, so I wanted to test it first. And to my surprise, it is a really good alternative. It uses only one shot at a time, so it's perfect. It actually is not one of the energy weapons that you would use that waste ammunition, so I got a pretty good trade-off. Didn't like any of these abilities, not one of them. Better accuracy, the thrown bot ability for steroids would be great if I was using 2 guns, but I was not. I'm using a melee build, so this ability doesn't work if you use a melee weapon with it. And so I decided to just take impact wrists, planning further on if I am into rooms where there's a lot of weak enemies into a room, this does help you clear the room, especially if they're close to one another. The last one was extra crate, which is also like especially if I quite often decide to not open the crates, that extra crate doesn't really do me much. I was kind of salty about the last ability, because, you know, it doesn't do me anything in this boss battle. And I was hoping I would get increased melee range, which really would have helped me, but didn't get it. Thought about taking the few initial hits with a melee weapon to these generators, because the thing about this boss battle is this is technically a secret way to trigger its second phase, is to blow up its generators. You can just simply go for the throne and just kill him that way, which gives you the first ending of the game. But if you want to enter the endless mode of this game, well, that very unfortunate way, which the increased melee range would have helped me quite a bit. Yeah. So to enter the endless mode, you have to blow up 4 generators and then kill the nuclear throne. But I didn't manage to do that. Then I just decided to close the game and rage quit.